In this math talk, I'm just really extending the discussion that we had on double signs in an earlier video, and I'm looking specifically at what's involved in adding two integers together. So I'm going to begin with the question, evaluate -3 added to -5. Now the first thing I'm going to do is write that expression and recognize that in front of that -3 in brackets, that integer in brackets, I have no sign, so it's understood to be positive. So now I really have plus -3 plus -5. Now our number one goal when we're doing these kind of questions is to eliminate brackets and get rid of double signs. So we have to say to ourselves, what happens when we add a negative? Well, in our earlier video, we understood that as adding a loss, and that amounts to a loss. So in fact, if we look at that first plus -3, we can say that it amounts to just -3. So we'll remove the addition sign and the brackets, and we're left with just a plain old -3. So in fact, that integer hasn't changed in any way. Well, the same argument holds with the plus in brackets -5. The plus minus amounts to a minus. So I'm going to remove the brackets and reduce it to a single sign, which is a negative. And if you take a look, really, the addition sign has done nothing. And so our question reduces to -3 subtract 5. Well, a loss of 3 followed by a loss of 5 is simply a loss of 8. Now if we look at -2 added to +7, I go through the same thought process. I look at my integers and I say, okay, that first integer doesn't have a sign in front of it, but it's understood to be positive. Well, the same argument holds true. Plus -2 amounts to just -2, because a positive negative results in a negative. Similarly, plus +7 amounts to just +7. And so my question reduces to something very simple. It's just -2 plus 7, a loss of 2 followed by a gain of 7, and the answer is +5. And once again, you see that the question reduced to just the two integers, the -2 and the +7. So the addition sign did nothing to the question. Let's take it a little further. I've got +12 plus -15. Even though there are no brackets, the process remains the same. So I look at the +12 plus the -15. Well, the +12 remains as it is, and the plus minus 15 is really adding a loss of 15, which is a loss. So effectively, that addition sign does nothing. So we can remove it and just say it's +12 minus 15. A gain of 12 followed by a loss of 15 amounts to a loss of 3. Just one more to finish off, a little bit more complicated. -4 plus 7 plus -19. So I've got some brackets. Not every integer has a clear defined sign. So the first thing I'm going to do is recognize that -4 plus 7 is the same as -4 plus +7. When there isn't a sign in front of an integer, we understand it to be positive. And then I've got plus -19. Well, once again, what we've seen so far is that the addition signs actually do nothing to the question. So I'm going to drop my addition signs, and I'm going to drop my brackets, and I simply get -4 plus 7 subtract 19. Now, what I like to do is take the negatives and group them together, and the positives, if there are several of them, and group them together. So I've got -4 combined with -19 for a total negative of 23. So now I have -23 plus 7, a loss of 23, followed by a gain of 7, and I'm at a loss of 16, or -16 as a final answer. So effectively, that's all there is to adding integers. You can just drop the brackets, you can drop the addition signs, and just treat the integers as they are. So just in summary, I say for integer addition, the first thing we want to do is remove all brackets and get rid of the double signs. And then remember along the way that when adding integers, the signs of the integers themselves are completely unaffected. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.